and welcome to the new Virgo call. So very glad that you're here. Appreciate you very much. And my name is Judy Keating, and I get to be the co-creative managing partner of Wise Transformation with the incredible Bonnie Salomon. Today is a very special call to me because Virgo is my right livelihood. So that means that I enjoy doing things that are in service to the sacred, and I consider our time together to be very sacred. So I'm excited about today's call. And whether you're here live or on the recording, I so appreciate you. So at Wise Transformation, we are two women intent on bringing elemental wisdom and feminine magic back into everyday life. And I'm going to check the chat real quick. Thank you for that tip. Appreciate that. All right, so we're going to get started. So today's call, I'm going to talk to you about some upcoming events. I'm going to set sacred space, and I'm going to start the call with a Crystalline Consciousness mini session. And I'm doing that because I really want us to dive deep into what is calling each of us individually. And then we'll talk about the timing. We'll get some ceremonial guidance, and the call is going to take about 75 minutes or so. So let's dive in. So one of the things I want to talk to you about is there's a course created by Richard Rudd and a team of people at thegenekeys.com called The Dream Arc. This course is a magical place where you can discern your connection in the web of life to not only the animal kingdom, but the natural world, the elements, your dream life, and how to bring those dreams into reality. And I am endorsing this course and recommending people take the course, so much so that I am offering a free support of Community Circle. We had our first meeting last week, and the course will remain open in terms of the circle, will remain open for another month. And we're going to meet again in mid-September. We'll have 2 meeting times, noon and 7 p.m. I think the 7 p.m. calls are going to be on Wednesdays, just one Wednesday a month, and the noon calls will be on Thursday. But this course is just a great resource for so many aspects of the divine feminine that I just want to mention it again and say, if you want to register for the course, you can also register at wisetransformation.com for the community support circle, which is free. And of course, it is Virgo season, which is all about the priestess. And I am starting another online Path of the 21st Century Priestess Circle in a couple of weeks. And if the path of priestess, becoming sovereign and whole unto yourself, is a path that is of interest to you, this particular course has amazing potential to tap you into your unique connection to the divine. And you're in circle with other women, but you're on a solo journey. So it's a lunar journey. It's a journey inward. And it uncovers the gifts, talents, skills, and abilities that you need to bring to the waiting world. And it gives you tools and support and community and so much more. It's a 10-month course. It's going to start on September 7th. You get to attend 4 sessions the first month and decide if it's right for you. And if it's not, there's no obligation other than the first month payment. And you can go on and learn that it's not for you. But if it is for you, then you can dive deep and step over the threshold in a beautiful initiation ceremony that will bring you deep into the heart of priestess. So if it's of interest to you, please go to Wise Transformation. There's a link there. I am excited to continue to teach crystalline consciousness Two people that want to learn it as a practice for themselves, meaning that you learn how to do transformative self-healings on yourself, and you also learn how to do it for your clients, your family, your friends. And it's an incredibly affordable course that gives you an option to use CCT as an everyday tool through setting up your fields, but additionally do healings on yourself and your family and your clients. So if you're interested, that link is also at Wise Transformation. It will lead you to another website, Inner Life Coaching, but the link is on Wise Transformation. And lastly, I've had some phenomenal results recently with this Crystalline Consciousness Tree of Life healing series. The full details for it are at wisetransformation.com. But I got a text just a few minutes ago about what this has done for somebody, and I wanted to just share it with their permission. They say Judy Keating's CCT Tree of Life healing sessions were the best, capitals, thing to move me through one of the darkest times of my life. Paralyzed with fear and grief after my 24-year marriage ended in divorce, these 6 sessions with Judy were deeply transformative, clearing out the hurt and pain, making way for me to love myself fully and begin again with confidence and trust in the light. So I just so appreciate that client endorsement, but I'm putting it out there on the airwaves because if this healing series is meant for you, I want you to know that I'm here for you. So full details on that at Wise Transformation. So now let's get to the business of centering ourselves in the living field of creation. I don't know if you've noticed, but the temperature has started to drop, at least in the southeast where I am, so that it's in the 70s now instead of the 90s. And as we open to this very profound shift towards the end of summer, as we shift towards the light not staying quite as late, as we turn towards the elemental forces, earth for grounding, beautiful, beautiful nature, water, that substance that we need to live, that we have so much of in our body. We just call on the power of love today. And the air realm, that place where things become new again, fresh. Every deep breath gives us a chance to recreate our reality if we're conscious in our breath, if we're compassionate with our thoughts. So air, we just thank you and have gratitude for you. And fire, the action realm, the place where we can access different parts of our wisdom through altered states, through shamanic consciousness, through delving in the dark that is inside of us, not just the shadow parts, but the dark that is the open space that lives inside of us. We get illuminated in the dark by the use of light and fire, and we're so appreciative of that. And spirit, that spark of divinity that communicates to us and through us and makes each person unique. We just appreciate the combination of divine feminine, divine masculine, and sacred union. We appreciate the grace and trust that you can provide in our life. And we honor and bow to the unified field of all these elemental forces as we start our call today. So if you just take a deep breath, let all that in, beautiful. My computer's doing something weird here. Let's not let that go. There we go. All right, so I'm going to do a mini session with Crystalline Consciousness, and many of you have experienced these already, but in case there's someone new, because I always love having new people join our community, Crystalline Consciousness technique is a combination of New Earth energetics, sacred geometry to lift out the chaos that is in our way, and your conscious intentions. So if you have something heavy on your heart today, or you have something that you want more clarity on just in this moment, you can put that in the cauldron of what I'm about to do and see if getting the answers throughout the rest of our call is helpful. So to do the session, there's a certain part of the session where I ask you to put one hand on the center of your chest. It doesn't matter which hand, and you can't do it wrong. One hand on the center of your chest and one hand on your belly button. And then I'll ask you at another point in the session to move one hand above your belly button and one hand below. And again, it doesn't matter which hand is where, you decide, you choose. And then we'll bounce back and forth, heart and belly button and low belly and upper belly above the belly button a couple of times. And then when we're completing this clearing that this CCT mini session will bring, we're going to put both hands on top of our belly button, one on top of the other. And again, it doesn't matter which one's on bottom or which one's on top. So just know that I'm going to direct you when that is needed. And that this is just a time for you to be able to relax a little bit, to fill up your energy, to align your energy in a more flow, more ease, more generous way. So if you have something on your heart that you just like a little more information with, or an intention that you're bringing today, just allow that to be added when I call for it to the session. You can do that just by sending it in through your heart. Imagine we're in a circle and sending it to the center of the circle. So I'm going to go ahead and set up our fields, and you just can relax. Just get yourself in a relaxed position in your chair. I ask for the vibration of opening in each person's individual crystalline energy field and in our crystalline group field. I ask to place the healing chambers in the appropriate order for this Virgo new moon mini session in your individual crystalline energy field and in our crystalline group field. I ask to place the vibration of the intentions of this session and the individual intentions of each person in each person's individual crystalline energy field and in our crystalline group field. I ask to place the vibration of the 23 crystal vibrations, the 11 universal needs and mastery in our individual crystalline energy field and in our crystalline group field. I ask to connect each person to the crystalline grids of the planet. I ask to connect each person to the crystalline energy field. So go ahead and put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly button. I invoke opening. An opening is just an invitation for your higher self to align with crystalline consciousness. I'm not opening you up to anything. I'm actually holding that you will open as you see fit, free will and choice, to the field of possibilities that is endless, that lives in crystalline consciousness. You might notice that you begin to feel a little more relaxed. Go ahead and move one hand above your belly button and one hand below. Just letting this energy move all the way through your core column of light. Okay, if you would, move one hand to the center of your chest and one hand to your belly button. I invoke one pure essence healing chamber. Pure essence aligns with the light or fire element. And there's a specific sacred geometry shape that is associated with pure essence that helps us to bring light to all of our energy bodies. Okay, go ahead and move your hands one above your belly button and one below. So I asked to anchor in the following intentions as stated. Each person's individual intention, whether they're here live or on the recording. This is magic with time. Whenever you listen to it, it's perfect for you, and you can just send your intention, anything you might want help with or healing with, into the center of the circle. Align to the Virgo new moon energies of right timing, sacred work, and order and organization. A positive geometric configuration of openness, belonging, and serenity. And now, if you would, just put both hands one on top of the other on your belly button. I invoke mastery. Mastery is all about integrating and assimilating. Let anything that needs to fall away so you can step into this new version of yourself after the mini session. As it is intended in the new earth energies, we are complete. So I just ask for assimilation for each person, whether you're here live or listening to the recording. You might want to shake your body a little bit, come back fully into the body, and get yourself sort of settled to really focus on your intention for the new moon, or intentions for the new moon. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So when we have a new moon, the sun and the moon are aligned in the same archetype. It can feel like there's a boost of energy, like you want to do something, or it can be the start of a growing phase for something new, or a continued growth phase for something you've been working on over time. And Virgo is dedicated to their sacred work. They honor the patterns of life and nature. In families and communities, the priestess, which is the Virgo, one of the Virgo expressions, brings awareness to the way change affects life by creating time and space to honor life passages. They create and often officiate ceremonies that recognize the transitions of birth, puberty, a new job, the loss of a job, marriage, divorce, menopause, elderhood, and death. And as an earth sign, this sixth gate of awareness teaches the significance of dedicated work. Virgo is the worker bee archetype in a sense. And they understand and honor patterns, timings, rhythms, and cycles. It's like they know how to sync all of that together in a very profound way. And if you don't have Virgo in your chart, it doesn't matter, because this is a perfect time to align yourself to these gifts of being organized, practical, dependable, productive, a hard worker with a tremendous capacity for handling the details of the earthly realm. And it's also a chance to refresh your commitment to whatever your sacred work is in the world, because everyone's work is sacred. And we just started the Virgo season, as I call it, and around September 22nd is when we'll move into the next archetype of Libra. So with that in mind, you want to focus on knowing what the power that this Earth Virgo time has. What's one area that you want to increase, order and organization, sacredness in your life, or anything else that feels right to you? Everything we do in these calls is suggestion in terms of giving you a structure. And your intuition, your insight at this time is the most powerful guidance you can receive. So if there's something else other than order and organization and sacredness that you want to focus on, please take a few minutes. I'll have a little music in the background, and just decide, choose what you want to focus on in this new moon cycle, because we're going to get more guidance on that in just a minute. So I'm just going to play a little music. And if for some reason you can't hear the music, please just let me know. You can type it in the chat if needed, but I'm hoping it'll play just fine. Someone commented there's more ocean than music. I hope that's shifted. I'm making notes for myself and doing this along with you. And when you're done, if you don't mind just letting me know in the chat, that would be great, just so I give everybody enough time. Okay, if you have an area to focus on, that's great. If you're listening to the recording and you need more time, you can just hit pause here. I do want to let you know, we use the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle, created by Lisa Michaels. And I wanted to let everyone in the community know that Lisa's going to re-release the cards. It will be done under different packaging and a different name, but it'll be the same cards. So as soon as I know the details of that, I will let people know. So if they want to buy a deck, if they don't have one, they'll be able to. But it'll be the same cards, same words on the cards. So just wanted to let everybody know that. It's always good to update something when you need to. So we're going to use these Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle cards. If you have your own deck, I always recommend that you pull your own cards. But I got a beautiful set of cards for the collective today, and I look forward to sharing them with you. So the first card I pulled was Earth. And Earth is about the physical realm. It's about all our belongings, the things, our body, first and foremost, the physical. But it's also about our homes, our offices, our finances, our cars, everything that you can think of that's tangible, and nature, of course, the outside world that is outside of our house. I mean, the world that we live in is Earth. And it's a combination of all the elements. But when you think about the physical realm, I pulled the card Containment. If you think about anything, if it doesn't have boundaries and it's not contained, then it can't be focused and it can't really be tangible very well. So even rivers have river banks. That's a type of containment. Even the ocean has the beaches. So you can use the containment card in your pondering, or you can pull your own card. And I just put, in thinking about the Virgo season, it's always like the start of a school year. So it's a time for like freshening things up, order and organization, maybe getting new school clothes, supplies, that kind of thing. But where do you need to create more order and organization in any aspect of your life, whether it be in your diet, in your home, in your finances, in your office? This is just one question you could ask. If this doesn't resonate for you, please ask Earth to give you what you need to know at this time of, this sacred honoring of the cycles. And again, I'll be putting on some music so you can just take some time, make note in your journal. How do you want to use this time? If you're I got some great guidance around what I need to focus on, and I hope you did too. But if you need more time, let me know in the chat. We're not trying to rush today, but I just don't want to spend too much time on one thing if people are finished. Okay. Just going to take a deep breath here before I move on to water. And if you need more time and you're listening to the recording, you can always hit pause. So we start with Earth, and then we move on to the emotional realm. We move on to water. And I pulled Holding Space from the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle. Holding space. That ability to create a safe space for people to feel what they feel and to process what they need to process, and to just allow each other to be who we are without editorializing or giving any feedback, just creating a safe place for us to land. So because of the sacred nature of this time of year with the priestess energy, I wanted to ask the question, what emotions am I judging that need to be held in a more sacred way? What emotions am I judging that need to be held in a more sacred way? Or that could be, what emotions are you judging that you need to hold in this more sacred way? So if you have your own oracle deck, pull your own card, but I pulled Holding Space. And I'm just going to allow us to really feel into our emotions, see what comes through for us. Okay. Hope that Earth and Water have given you some really good insight into how you can utilize this Virgo new moon in the most powerful way. And we move to the mental realm, the air, the power of breath, the ability to imagine and envision, the ability to dream, the ability to fly with the winged ones, to soar. Really, this is the most magical of elements because it can be anything if we allow it. But in this Virgo season, someone with Virgo tendencies can see patterns in life. And I know we all can do that. So my question when I pulled energetic cords for the collective, oh, wear patterns. That's not a good English, huh? Oh, well, gotta be able to laugh at yourself. I made a boo-boo. What patterns do you see in your life that inspires me? In other words, inspires you. That's really, I was obviously not in my clear mind when I wrote that question. So what patterns do you see in your life that inspire you? What patterns do you see in your life that inspire you? That's what we're pondering. If not, you can take a deep breath and just ask air to give you some guidance. righty. Good. All right, so now we're rounding to fire, the action realm. I pulled the card Transformation for the collective. And this is a really powerful time to really look at what will move you forward. So the question I got was, what action will allow the greatest motion forward right now? Because fire is about movement, it's about growth. And I pulled the transformation card. So if you pulled a different card, use that one. But go ahead and allow and invite information from fire. If this question doesn't resonate for you, no worries. Just ask fire what they want you to know at this time. Hope you can feel that as you create this paradigm with your earth insights, your water insights, your air insights, and your fire insights, that you're building a structure for guidance and for taking action and doing the right things emotionally for yourself so that you can utilize this Virgo new moon. And finally, we're going to turn to spirit. And I pulled compassion. And so I got the question, what area of my life needs an infusion of the sacred? And I got a couple of answers when I asked myself this question. When I put on the slide, I was like, oh my, okay, need some sacred up in here. So take the compassion card if you want, take the question if you want, and see what else you need to know from spirit to have the perfect map for a great use of the Virgo new moon. I'll give you another minute. If you need more time and you're listening to the recording, hit pause. Stop the music. So you want to take a minute and you want to look at what insights did you get from earth, water, air, fire, and spirit that give you a unified field direction, meaning when you put it all together in the right pattern for you, what direction are you getting? What's your big takeaway? What's the things you know that you need to move forward as you get ready to set your intentions and to act on them? Just take a few minutes and put it all together. Hopefully now you have a set of instructions for yourself, for your own insight and intuition, about how to best utilize this very powerful time of the Virgo new moon. It's so great to take time to really focus on this and utilize this timing every month. So know that we will be back for the Pisces full moon. And that's going to be on Thursday, September 8th, also at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So just want you to be able to set your calendar for that. And I do hope that you experience many, many blessings in this sacred new moon time. And that if you have any interest in anything that we're offering at Wise Transformation, that you check it out. You can reach out to me at judy@wisetransformation.com. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you again for taking the time to utilize the new moon. Have a great one. Take care. Thank you, Zandria.